Hey guys, me Tesla Blaine. I'm back again, and today is not such a beautiful day here in Florida. It is a extremely rainy, stormy day. But I was sitting around in my house and I was thinking about that. I get asked all the time, "Do you like your Tesla? Would you buy it again? Why do you like it so much? What is it that you like so much about it?" And I thought, well, why not let me just create a video about it and go ahead and put it out there so everybody can see why I personally think you should buy a Tesla and why I think that. Let's get started. Okay, so to start off with, I just want to explain something that I think that I personally drive a lot. Okay, I work for another company that I have to drive quite often, and I travel a lot. I go and stay at hotels, and it causes me to have to be gone for weeks at a time and travel. The other thing that I really enjoy doing is I Uber. I'm an Uber driver on the side. I don't do it all the time. I'm a part-time driver. I've been driving off and on for about 5.5 years. And I have been driving Uber ever since I've gotten this car almost 3 years ago. One of the questions that almost every time somebody gets in a car, I'd have to say now is probably about 90% of the time, it's the people's first time in a Tesla. And they get in my car and they're like, "Oh wow, this is my first time in a Tesla," and they're like, "This is so cool," and they've only heard about them or they've seen videos about them and things like that. But they get in and they're like, "So what do you like about it? What is it that you enjoy?" And then I don't want to say like I'm a robot and give them the same exact spill every time, but I generally go over, the things I like about it, how fast they accelerate, how safe they are, the amount of money that I'm saving, not having to pay for gas and oil changes and all that kind of stuff. So I really enjoy it, and I explain all that to them, and then it causes them to keep asking me questions and all that, and it's pretty funny, but I enjoy it. I mean, and it makes our conversations in our car while we're driving, and I'm taking them to their destination, go a lot more excitable, a little bit more funner. But I mean, like it's even funny too, almost, and I can tell the people that's never been in a Tesla, when I pull up to get them, one of the first things is I'm watching them come up to the door, and they sit there and they're sitting there like trying to figure out how to open the door, So I give them a couple seconds to see if they can figure it out, and then what I do is I just roll down my back window and I say, "Hey, put your finger on the big part, push it in, grab the handle and open it," and then they figure it out. So then that's when they like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize how to open your door. It's too cool for me," and all this other excuses that they give me, but it's all right. So, well, let's get started here on why I think you should buy a Tesla and why I even bought a second Tesla. Right there's my daughter's car right there. She got the Model 3. So let's get started. So within the phone on the app that comes with your car, it does a charge stats. Okay, so you can look at your stats for the monthly, and you can look at it for the complete year from the last 12 months to today, and exactly see how much you've spent on electricity, how much you could have saved, and all that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you with my car. Now remember, I drive a lot. I put a lot of miles on my car, and with that, my savings are going to be a little bit higher than somebody else that doesn't drive as much. So keep that in mind. All right. So to start off with, my total savings that I have for the last 12 months of driving my car is $4,546. Now, let's break that down. If what they're comparing this to is if I had a gasoline vehicle, let's say something else that's comparable to this Tesla Model Y, let's say it'd be like a BMW, Mercedes, something in that kind of price range, with their gas mileage and all that. It's comparing it to something comparable to it. So they're saying that if the amount of miles that I drove, it would have cost me about $5,528 in gas. Okay. Now then, I've spent only $982 on electricity. Now, I want to put one little stipulation out there. I don't have a whole lot of charging in money for supercharging. Now that the good thing is with a Tesla, if you get some referrals out there and you get people to refer you, you can get free supercharging. Okay. The plans change. Sometimes it used to be every referral, you got 1,000 free miles. Then it went to, you got like 2,000 points in the equivalent, you could get like 500 free supercharging miles. And now I heard it's even more. I mean, it's something like 4,000 miles. I don't know what it is. I'll go ahead and post it exactly what it is right here in the video, but it is getting better, and sometimes it goes away, sometimes it comes back. So just keep that in mind. But if you're able to get the referrals, get the free supercharging, because that's going to save you money in the long run. Another thing that I want to tell you that will help you save on electricity and save on the amount of money you spend is whenever you travel, try to book hotels like Hilton's, Marriott's, things like that that have the chargers at their facility. So when you get there, you plug in, it's like getting a free tank of gas, free tank of fuel, free tank of electricity every time you stay there, every night. So with all of the traveling I do, I always get on their apps and I look for hotels that have EV charging. If they got it, that's where I'm booking, because it's free for me. Okay, keep that in mind. So I really plan my traveling around those type of hotels that has EV charging on them. So let's get back to the numbers here. So like I said, it says here that I've saved $4,546 in this last year, it compared to if I was driving a gasoline vehicle. Now, let's take that savings. Oh, wait a minute. Let's add in one more thing here. Oil changes. Okay? Oil changes in those type of comparable vehicles, I'm just going to say they're about $100 each oil change, right? I mean, that's on average. Sometimes you can get them cheaper, but you can't, I don't think you can get to $30 oil changes anymore. So anyways, we're going to go $100 each. And I'm going to just say over the last year, let's just say I would have done 5 oil changes. Now that's a lot, but like I said, I do a lot of driving. Okay. So that's another $500 in savings that I'm not having to spend. So this go that 4,546 plus the 500, let's just make it say it's $5,000. Okay, so let's take that $5,000 that we have saved that I've saved in the last 12 months. Let's divide that by 12. Okay, you divide that by 12, it comes out around $416 a month. Take that $416 a month and put it towards your car payment, your loan payment. Okay, now you're taking that, whatever your loan payment is, $700, $800, whatever. Now it brings it down to around $300 to $400. How about that? When I explain that to people and I'm like, look, now you got a $300 to $400 car payment. What's that equivalent to? What type of vehicle is that equivalent to? The only thing is, though, that that's not for everybody. Okay, meaning I drive a lot. Okay, so it's going to save me more money. Now, you get somebody like my daughter that isn't going to drive her car as much. She's not going to be saving $300-$400 a month. Okay, she might be saving $100-$200 a month, something like that. But still, put that towards your car payment. All right, in when you're trying to figure out your expenses and all that. So, is it a good deal? Yes, I really think it is. I mean, look, I'm not having to pay for gas. I'm not having to pay for oil. There's no maintenance. Although, wait a minute. Okay, there is one thing that you have to do that is considered maintenance. I've had to, in fact, I just got the notification yesterday on my car. My windshield wiper fluid is low. This is going to be the 3rd time. And by the way, I got about 72,000 miles on my car. Let me make sure here. I got 72,419 miles. I'm having to put in, for the 3rd time, a gallon of windshield wiper fluid. Okay, so if windshield wiper fluid maintenance is not for you, then maybe this car, well, actually, you're going to have that in any car. You're going to have to put windshield wiper fluid, so forget that. But anyways, guys, so that's one bit of maintenance. The other bit of maintenance that I do have is tires. Now, I'm not going to say everything is all cherries and apples and so great about this car, because the one thing that I am not happy about, but I think it would be any other type of vehicle similar to this, I would probably have the same issue, is my tires. I am now on my 3rd set of tires since I bought this car. Okay, There's some other factors that come into it. There's people that have the same car as mine, and they might be only just beginning on their second set of tires at 72,000 miles. I don't drive this car. I don't baby it. Okay, put it that way. I drive it like I'm supposed to. Okay, I get out there and I get on it and I make those turns fast at times. I I don't have the performance model, but trust me, it feels like it's a performance model with the dual motors. And I get out there and I have fun in this car and I drive it hard. Okay, with that, it's going to eat up the tires. Okay, the tread on the tires. Now, the other thing is that this car is extremely heavy. Okay, so with it being heavy, you are going to go through tires a little bit more often than another car. Okay, but even at that, even though I've had to, I'm on my third set of tires, I still enjoy it. I still love this car. One thing about the tires, though, that you still have to take into account is rotating your tires. If you don't rotate your tires, you're going to eat through them a little bit quicker. Okay, so one thing I highly recommend, and I'm not promoting Pep Boys, but I do use Pep Boys on my last set of tires I bought. And when I was going through them, I went ahead and paid for the extended maintenance plan that they have on them. So every 5,000 miles, I can pull into their store, any one of their stores, and they will rotate my tires for free and top off all the air. It's really a good deal. So every 5,000 miles, I make sure I go in there and get my tires rotated. Now, if you had to pay for that separately, well, there'd be an expense on that, and you would have to, you could even pay to have Tesla Mobile will come out to your house. They'll rotate your tires for you if that's what you want to do. But once you go to buy a new set of tires, try to plan that. Go ahead and put that little bit of extra expense in there. I think it's like maybe $120 or $80 or something like that to get for the maintenance plan, the warranty plan on those tires. So every time I can rotate, and if I get another flat tire, then I can go in there and they will patch it for free. Or if it can't be patched, then they will prorate it and give me a new tire if needed. And by the way, that's another thing with this car here. I have had 6 flat tires since I bought this car. Throughout my whole life, I don't think I've ever had maybe 1 flat tire in all my vehicles throughout my life. But this car, I've had 6 flat tires. I'm a magnet for finding nails and screws and things like that suck up into this car. And but luckily for me, I make sure that I get those warranty plans through Pep Boys or whatever tire company you're going through, and then that way you're not having to pay for your flats. So that's one recommendation I do have for you if you're going to buy a Tesla. At least I'm not saying that it's just because it's a Tesla it's getting flat tires, but for some reason I do get them. Oh, and by the way, I got the 20-inch induction tires is what I have on this car. Okay. Another reason why I recommend and why I think you should buy a Tesla is the amount of money that you can save. Besides what I showed you on for my personal driving for the last 12 months, let's talk a little bit about the Model 3. So this vehicle right here and that you can see behind me, this is my daughter's 2023 Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive. She got the base model. Okay, she got the base model that they have out there. Now, one thing that I looked for when I was getting this car is, or what helped sell it to me, is that they're having an end of quarter deal. Okay, now when they have their end of quarter deals, that's going to be where they have extra cars in stock and they want to try to sell them and get them off their their inventory. So when we looked into it, yes, they had the exact one that we wanted. She wanted the silver, the metallic silver and black interior. That's all she wanted. She didn't want any of the other upgrades. She didn't want the white seats. She didn't want the upgraded wheels. She didn't want the performance or the long range. She just wanted the base model. Okay, so with that, being that we got the end of quarter deal there, we got an extra $2,300 off the base price. Okay, so the base price for this one was around $40,000. We ended up getting it for $38,030. Okay, not a bad deal. The other incentive we got, still going right now in 2023, is we got the $7,500 tax rebate, okay? The tax incentive. So we got that. Take that into consideration. Also, you got to take into consideration the average gas savings that you're going to get. So with all that, and I'll put it up here on the screen, with all that, this vehicle, with our $2,300 incentive for getting at the end of the quarter, it's equivalent to paying $25,640 for a brand new car, okay, over 4 years. Okay, the potential savings is what they're saying, but still, you can't beat that kind of, you can't get anything close to it for that price. Okay, but I will say this: you must be able to initially afford a $38,000 car, or the Model Y, a $50,000 car. You must be able to initially be able to afford it. Once, if you can afford it and you make that purchase, then your savings will come in later on. The amount that you would save compared to paying for gas and oil changes and all that other stuff. Okay, so it's important to remember that you must initially be able to afford that car. So with the Model 3, it's equivalent to a $25,000 vehicle. That's not bad. The Model Y potential savings on the long range version, like my car right here, is only $36,990. Okay. Once again, you can't get a car like that for $36,000, $37,000. With the amount of savings and logical thinking about it and stuff, it doesn't make sense for me to buy anything else. Okay. Just like when we're out, shopping around for my daughter's car, we were looking at the Hyundai Elantras. They're limited editions, okay? They're right around $30,000, I believe. We're looking at the Kia K5, the GT line or G line or whatever it is. That's also around $31,000. Those base model cars with some upgrades, some kind of luxury in them, that's it. $30,000 plus. You're paying for gas, you're paying for oil changes and everything up. So that $30,000 ends up going up higher. So I found this one here, $38,000 brand new with the $7,500 tax rebate, not having to pay for gas and everything else. It is a no-brainer. It didn't make sense for me to purchase one of those other brands of cars because of the fact of the savings that I'm going to get with this car. So I've had my car now for about 3 years, and I've had minimal issues with it. Okay. Some of the problems I've had is one time I had another company change out of my windshield wiper blades for me because I was in there and they're like, "Oh, we can do it." So I'm like, "Sure, go ahead and do it." I didn't think about it, so it's partially my fault, but you're supposed to go into your service mode, and then that way you put the windshield wiper blades in service mode and they pop up for them, so then they can easily remove them. The guy that went out there and did it, he didn't know about that, and he forced one of the blades up and bent the blade. Okay, now they did pay to have my whole wiper blade arm replaced, but that was one issue. So you do have to keep in mind when it comes to maintenance and service or anything you're going to do of, hey, it's a Tesla. Just like taking it to go get your tires rotated, you better make sure that those people that's going to rotate your tires, that they know that you have to have the jack pads up underneath your car. Otherwise, if they put it under, they can puncture your battery. So make sure that you ask those questions. Hey, do you guys have the jack pads? If not, I have a set in my car. You can buy them off of Amazon. The link will be down below. You can get them for 15, 20 bucks. I recommend that every Tesla owner has their own set of jack pads, but keep those in there. Make sure you understand about the service mode, about how to put it into the wiper service mode if you're ever going to change your blades, because you don't want to sit there and force them up. Those are some of the things that as a Tesla owner, you just need to know, and make sure that whoever's doing the maintenance on your car, that they know what they're doing as well. All right, guys. I mean, there is probably 1,000 more reasons that I could go on why I think you should purchase a Tesla. Why I'm going to purchase another one eventually myself. This one here, I got 72,000 miles on it. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to keep it, but we just got her a new one right there. So I'm probably stuck with this one for another 6 months to a year before I purchase another one. Most likely I'm going to get another Model Y. Now, that Cybertruck comes out, well, who knows? I might get the Cybertruck. I got one on order, but it's been since what, 2019 now. So anyways, but I am going to upgrade this car. I'll at least get another Model Y for sure. It fits me perfectly. I got the towing package on it. I can tow a trailer with it. I can do anything I need to do with it. And it fits my family. It fits me perfectly. I'm able to Uber in it. I'm able to travel in it. And the amount of money that I save is exceptional. Okay, I just can't beat it. It's probably the best car that I've ever owned since I started buying cars. Okay, I've had Jeeps, I've had trucks, I've had SUVs, I've had Suburbans, I've had Toyotas, Chevys, I've had Fords, Cadillacs. I've gone through quite a few different brands. I would have to say that the Tesla is my favorite one of all. So if you are interested in buying a Tesla, I'll have my referral link down below in the description. Click it. If you use my referral, depending on what the referral promotion that's out there, but currently I believe if you click on it right now and you go to order a Tesla, you're going to save $500 off your total price of your vehicle, which is really good. Okay. That's just for using referral. If you don't use my referral, use somebody else's, but at least use a referral if you're going to order a Tesla, because that's the only way you're going to get any kind of discount, any way you're going to get any kind of sale or anything like that, unless it's their end of quarter deal. But keep in mind though, that you can always, even on the end of quarter deals, or you walk in there and still use a referral code when making your purchase. Okay, yes, whoever's referral code you're using, they're going to get a benefit, they're going to get some kind of promotion back as well, but keep that in mind. So my referral link will be down below. All you got to do is click it, place your order. I believe you got to put some kind of deposit down on the car when you go to order, and that's it, and then the referral will go right through. Okay guys, if you like this video, please give me a like up. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. Have fun, keep driving, and most of all, be safe out there, everybody. Take care. Bye.